with Rajiv Kamal.
Powering into the final quarter of our program, South Africa has a serious lack of skills in the engineering sector. A shortage of qualified people to execute the highly technical tasks in the country poses a major problem in terms of reliable service delivery. According to Tracey-Lee Zurcher, Project Director of Reliability and Maintenance Week, taking place next month, this can be attributed to the fact that engineering is not an attractive career proposition for many people. Zurcher says Reliability and Maintenance Week will seek to investigate various issues, including the vast gap in experience among engineers in South Africa.
There's a very large backlog in terms of the maintenance of critical infrastructure such as power stations, electricity distribution systems, the petrochemical sector, and large industrial plants and mines, in terms of the maintenance that needs to be done in order for the infrastructure to work optimally, in order for the output to be what's necessary to add to the African economy. So what we aim to achieve is really just to give a very, broad overview of what needs to be done now, how it should be done, and what we should be looking to achieve in the next 5 years in order for our output to be.
Now, you've stated that in South Africa in particular, lack of skills in the engineering sector is a serious concern. How do we go about addressing this?
We did about 6 months worth of intensive research in these sectors, and the major challenge that came up from literally every interview that we conducted was the fact that there weren't enough skilled engineers in South Africa. I think there are a number of ways that we can deal with it. First of all, if we look from a sort of very broad perspective, from a schools, university situation, it's not so much of a glamorous occupation anymore. So people don't really want to get their hands dirty. And with the event of IT becoming very popular, people think, well, that's much more of a lucrative solution for a career choice. So, you can earn lots of money, sit behind a computer and not have to do all that much physical labor. Whereas engineering used to be fantastic, but now it's sort of seen as second rate. So I think from an organizational perspective, it would be fantastic if the large industrial sector, your Petro SAs, your Sasols, Eskom, and Rio Tintos, etc., be going into schools and universities. First, I say this in inverted commas, glamorize engineering and really show how it can be of assistance in our economy, and also skills retention. One of the biggest problems that South Africa is facing, and it's not only South Africa, it's the whole of Africa and, in fact, the world, is that young people who have good degrees, they have a lot of potential, they job hop themselves out of the sphere of experience. Job hop in 5 years right out of the sphere of experience, but be able to have managerial titles.
Tracy, would you say that universities per se should introduce more practical programs so that when graduates do in fact leave campus, they are equipped to enter the working environment? And that could possibly be the reason as to why there's such a vast gap between engineers that are already established in the industry as opposed to those that are just graduating.
My personal opinion is absolutely yes. There should definitely be more of a practical element to the academic degree. But it doesn't stop there, because universities can only do so much. Students can come in, they can learn, they can achieve what they need to, but once they leave university, it's really a case of building on that. In your jobs, there should be continuous training thereafter. Then it's the responsibility of the organization which employs these students.
That was